The story of her film career began in 1930 with a screen test in New York for the formidable Sam Goldwyn.
And I wore a long dress. I guess I wanted to wear a charming evening dress. And the order came back. We want to see her legs. Excuse me. And I said to the director of the test, what have my legs got to do whether I have talent or not? I was told studio people would meet us. Well, nobody met us at all. So we hired a taxi and went to the hotel. And I called the studio and reported in and said, this is Bette Davis. I have arrived today. Well, they said, we were at the station and no one there looked like an actress. And I said, well, I had a dog with me. You should have known. I had my terrier, Boojum, with me. My first real test at Universal, they didn't tell me it was a test for the men, but they put me down on a couch, and they were testing 15 men who had to come, enter the scene, sort of get on top of me, make love to me, and then they test the next one. Well, I was absolutely destroyed with the way I was brought up. It was a very bad year, very bad. They didn't know what to do with me at all. They just didn't. You know, according to the beautiful women, I was an odd-looking person.
In the film Fashions of 34, she was glamorized almost beyond recognition. They gave her a platinum wig, false eyelashes, a huge mouth, and slinky clothes.
I was the biggest imitation of Miss Garbo that ever lived. Oh, ludicrous. And I never did that again. Well, I looked perfectly absurd. It just didn't go with what I was. And you must follow your own course. And I was basically an actress, not somebody who was a glamour girl. Terrible scripts. Bureau of Missing Persons, Parachute Jumper, Housewife. Oh, just junk. And I knew that I would never attain my goal without good scripts and good directors. And so I walked. I remember Unmarked Woman, when this gang had beaten me up. You heard it off stage. Cut, scar, face. The makeup people came down with the gauze. In those days, there was one bandage for any ailment to the face. Went across here, came down here, and under here. So the entire face was in view. Well, you looked like some kind of a nun. And I knew this was ludicrous, so I said to the director, I'll be back in a little while. I took the studio car, went to my doctor. I said, I've been beaten up hopelessly. So he put big plugs in my nose to be swollen, and, well, it was the most marvelous sight you ever saw. And I came through the gate, and the guard at the gate called Mr. Wallace and said, Mr. Wallace, Miss Davis has been in a terrible automobile accident. Now, those things I was really one of the first fighters for, because I believe that's what the screen had to offer. Real reality of appearance.
How? By just closing my eyes, pretending it never happened. I wish it was as easy as that, but it isn't.
I think that one should know one is acting. I think we can sit on the street corner and see the real people. And I think a terrible thing has happened today. It's all getting so real. Very little makeup, no hair, nothing. And I always believed that acting was larger than life.